Oh, hey guys. So here we go. Let's go. Let's do it. Ready? Let me get the volume up. Here's the question. Here we go. What's the storyline? What's the story? Let's go. Ready?
Question. Kid asked a normal question about why we're giving Israel billions of dollars a year with the Ted Cruz. And most of these items just
why we're giving tens of billions of dollars to Israel. Okay, so wait a second, man. So you guys think this is a valid question, right? I'm sure a lot of people do. The question is, why are we giving hundreds of billions of dollars to Israel every year? Okay, is that a valid question? Okay, but here's the question that no one is asking: is well, where should and would that billions of dollars go if not to Israel? And of course this goes back to, you got to think of it in terms of the top 10%, the middle 80%, and the lowest 10%. So if of course the middle 80% are asking, why are you giving all of our money to, all these billions of dollars to Israel? Okay. Okay. So if you're one of these people in the middle 80% and you're like, we shouldn't be giving that billions of dollars to Israel. Okay. Let's say, so you are the middle 80%, right? And you're asking the top 10%. Why are all you top 10%ers giving all of us innocent 80%ers hard-earned tax dollars to Israel by the billions, right? And then the top 10%ers would be like, well, why do you ask? And then the middle 80%ers would say, because we don't think that money should go there. We think that money should go here. Okay? And then the top 10%ers, they all get together and they go into their conference room, of course, and they sit down and they discuss this, right? And then they come back out, right? And then they say, we've listened to the middle 80%ers because we care about the middle 80%ers, because the middle 80%ers are all the innocent, hardworking people being victimized by scandemics and plandemics. So we've listened to them. And we've decided that we're going to stop that money going to Israel. Okay? Then, of course, because you have this massive mob of middle 80%ers, what do you think they're going to do? Yay! Woo! All right! Yeah! Woohoo! Ha! Whoa! Yeah! All right! Yeah! Fuck the Jews! Whatever. It's like, okay. So, okay. But, so then where do you think the money's going to go? So the top 10%ers in the U.S. have told the middle 80%ers, we're going to stop. You're right. We've listened to the middle 80%ers because the middle 80%ers are the salt of the earth. They're the cream of the crop. They're getting their bicycles and barbecues stolen by the evil lowest 10%. And we've heard the middle 80%ers. And so we're going to stop that money going to Israel, and we're going to have it come to America. And you think the middle 80% mob is going to be like, what do you think they're going to do? Well, you know what they're going to do, because they're the mob, and the mob is like very stupid, and so they're just going to start cheering, yay! Right? Well, okay, so then what do you think the top 10%ers in the U.S. are going to do if they stop those billions going to Israel? What do you think the top 10%ers in the U.S. are going to do with that money that they stopped going to Israel? You think they're just going to be distributing it to all the 80%ers that are just the innocent, hardworking people, salt of the earth, right? You think that that's what's going to happen? No, bro, come on, bro. What they're going to do is they're going to keep the top 10 percenters in the U.S. are just going to keep that money for themselves and just use backdoor means and loopholes to just continue funneling it to wherever it's going to go that's going to benefit the top 10% the most. So what is this big deal with all these billions going to Israel? That's the question. Like, well, why do you care? If you're in the middle 80%, you're a middle 80%er. Why do you care so much that that money's going to Israel? You see, the thing is the top 10% aren't stupid. They know that the only reason the middle 80% cares is because the middle 80% wants that money for themselves. That's the only reason. It's just like if you remember the Iraq War when George Jr. was all going public about how awesome it is to go to Iraq and it's all for the people. George Bush Jr. is sending we're having a war with Iraq because that's going to benefit, the middle 80% that are the hardworking, innocent, hardworking victims of the scamdemics. And so George Bush Sr. is going to attack Iraq. And the reason is to protect the middle 80% who are the innocent, hardworking people, the cream of the crop, salt of the earth. George Bush Jr. is doing it for the middle 80%. But see, if you were alive back then, because I'm a Gen Xer, I'm 51 years old, everybody was mocking George Bush Jr. because everybody knew the only reason George Bush Jr. was sending all this war bullshit was going on with Iraq is because George Bush Jr. wanted all the oil that's in Iraq. And that was the only reason. And so, George Bush has the fucking cookie crumbs all over his face. He's got his hand in the cookie jar and he's caught by the entire country. Everybody knows the only reason George Bush Jr. did any and all this bullshit with Iraq is because George Bush Jr. wanted to steal all the oil, all of Iraq's oil. That was the only reason. Okay? Dude, when are you people going to learn? When are you going to understand this? And again, this is what I'm saying. The top 10% is not stupid. They know that the only reason all of you middle 80%ers are complaining about these hundreds of billions of dollars going to Israel is because all you 80%ers are just all you are is about yourself. It's all about self-interest. You're just self-centered, self-interested people that all you care about is that money going to yourself. Just like all George Bush Jr. cared about and during the whole Iraq war is stealing all of Iraq's oil, And so let's go back to the idea of thinking about it in thirds. You got the top 10%, the middle 80%, the lowest 10%. Here's the other big problem with all you middle 80%ers. You think you're all hardworking, innocent victims. And you think that the lowest 10% are just a bunch of poopy poops. The lowest 10% are most definitely not innocent victims that are hardworking people. Absolutely not. All they do is run around and sneak in your backyards and steal your soda pop and eat your cookies and run off with your bite. That's all the lowest 10%. And see, this is the thing. The top 10% are not stupid. They know that all you middle 80%ers are dude, you guys, all you care about is yourself. Let me ask you a question. All you middle 80%ers, do you even care that those billions of dollars going to Israel could help the lowest 10% to pull them out of their fucking destitute third world poverty? Do you even care? The thing is everybody in the whole world knows that you middle 80%ers don't care at all. So the question is where should all those billions of dollars go? And so anyways, and all this does is fall on deaf ears, because the middle 80%ers are all deaf, dumb, and blind. They're completely brainwashed that they are the special people. The middle 80%ers are the ones that make everything happen. They're the salt of the earth. They're all the innocent people that work really hard. And you're all brainwashed. Like, you're totally, and there's a reason that the top 10% brainwashes all the middle 80% to thinking that the middle 80% are the most special people in the whole world. There's a reason. The reason is that's part of how all the game continues to work. It's just like when I talk about the casino. Of course, if you're in the middle 80% and you walk into a casino, you're going to be treated they're going to roll the red carpet out and welcome you with warm smiles and come on in, man. It's where everybody's having a good time. And then the ding, 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 ding. Oh, look, somebody won. Whoa, hey. Dude, you guys are like getting played so fucking bad. And you bring it on yourself because you believe that you are the special people. You are all the middle 80% are all the innocent, hardworking people that are victimized by the scamdemic. Meanwhile, the lowest 10% are these evil fucking just curmudgeon fucking pieces of shit stealing your bikes all the time. And that the top 10% are the evil scamdemicers, and it's all just the middle 80% are these innocent victims. It's like, dude, and the thing is like, when the reality is, this is why I like the Bible. And I'm not saying this to try to tell you you should believe the Bible literally, because it doesn't even matter if it's literal or an allegory. The story's the same. Who went after Jesus? The middle 80%, the mob of the middle 80%, were all the massive crowds standing there like demanding that the top 10% crucify Jesus. They were all the ones foaming at the mouth like, yeah, kill that motherfucker. That's the middle 80%. And see, that's why the top 10% keeps telling all the middle 80% that they are just the salt of the earth. They're all the innocent victims of the fucking scamdemic and all this shit. And it's just, and the circus never ends. This is the big circus. And so going back to this thing about that there is some real discussion about these billions of dollars going to Israel, there is no real discussion. It's all fake. It's all a fake stage thing where they're trying to tell you that there's some meaningful discussion about all this billions of dollars going to Israel. There is no meaningful discussion, because if there was, they would be talking about where the money should go. But they never do. All they do is say, wow, check this out. Somebody asked the vice president why all this billions go to Israel. Yeah, but nobody's asking where should it go. And again, I'm already telling you, it's just like George Bush Jr. getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Everybody knows the only reason George Bush Jr. was fucking sending all that shit to Iraq is because he was steal the oil. Meanwhile, he's telling everybody, oh, George Bush Jr. is doing this because the middle 80% deserve safety and security from those evil, and who were the Iraqis? Oh, they live in caves, right? And they use box cutters to fly planes into the Twin Towers. Well, people that live in caves that have to use box cutters, that kind of sounds very similar to the lowest 10%. Weird. So it's not the top 10% that's the enemy of America. No, it's not the top 10%ers like George Bush Jr. No, it's the lowest 10%ers that live in caves and have to use box cutters to fucking somehow fly planes into the Twin Towers. And it's like, what do you think is going on? Are you guys, look, how retarded do you have to be? Where should all this billions of tax dollars go if not to Israel? to you, the middle 80 percenters, because all you middle 80 percenters are just so precious. You're like the precious lapdogs of the top 10%, aren't you? You're just the most. Who does the top 10% love more than the middle 80%? Aren't the middle 80% just the precious lapdogs of the top 10%? Who does the top 10% always shower with like promises of what's the 10% gonna do for the people? Well, they're gonna help the middle 80 percenters, because all those middle 80 percenters are all hardworking, innocent victims of scamdemics, on and on and on. They're gonna and we're gonna ignore the lowest 10% because they're all just the evil people they're stealing all the cookies with the EBT and stealing your bicycles and barbecues. Also, they can just smoke crack and you know. Where should all these billions of dollars going to Israel go? See, everybody knows the truth, just like everybody knew the truth about George Bush Jr. and why he was wanting to, attack Iraq. It wasn't to protect and serve the middle 80%. And it's the exact same thing. Dog imitates master. The middle 80%, the only reason the middle 80% are complaining about all that money is because they want it for themselves. Just like George Bush Jr., the only reason he's complaining about Iraq is because he wanted Iraq's gold for himself. It's all the same. Dog imitates master. The middle 80% just imitates the fucking top 10%. The middle 80% just imitates the top 10%, just like the dog imitates the master, the Pavlovian dog. I mean, again, like, dude, I can go on and on and on and on. Nobody's ever going to try to refute what I'm saying. And the only people that ever do, the only thing they have is ad hominem. Oh, you're just some trailer trash faggy poopy poop. Like, what the fuck? That's all you got? Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Like, and that's it. That's it. It's just ad hominem poopy poop names. Like name calling. Nobody's gonna come in here and give me a reasonable argument to I've never seen it. This is why I do videos. I'm waiting for somebody to explain to me where I'm wrong in what I'm saying. And it's just, so it's dumb. All this is dumb. And, so people wonder, why would I put videos where I just like smear poop all over YouTube? Well, there's a reason why I smear poop all over YouTube. Look at YouTube. Maybe all these platforms like YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble deserve to be infiltrated by a giant mob of fucking homeless people that go around and smear shit all over their fucking so-called free speech platform. It's the fucking gayest, retardedest shit. So anyways, just give the homeless their own magazine, you guys. Just give the homeless their own magazine.